people's process after an event is very different, and there's a lot of commonalities as well. For some people, it's just like a breakthrough, and then they take it into their life and they're loving it. And for others, it's much harder. It's like the thing that they experienced in the weekend is lacking in their life, and they don't know what to do about it, and it's a big struggle. But certainly what we see is that the journey is never ending. The people I've met who seem furthest along in their journeys are most clear that the path goes on, and that they're constantly learning and being humbled. And so that's very much how we approach it. But also it's amazing how we have these models of how humans grow and develop. And I mentioned the hero's quest journey as this archetypal story of how humans grow and develop. And that's my favorite story and model to use to help people frame what they experience through these practices, and then help them take it into their life fully. But also there's a lot of academic models of human development that are very, really highlight some key themes about our values, and how our values grow and develop, and how our ethics grow and develop, and how our cognition and complexity of thinking grows and develops. And having access to those models, and knowing what practices and what things that we can do to support us most at different stages on these journeys really help people to integrate the magic they've experienced, and to move forth on their journey. And that could be to have one-on-one coaching. It could be to have to read a certain author that really inspires you. It could be to do more embodiment-based practices that help you live into the potential that you've realized through circling. It could be to change your life circumstances and have the courage to make significant changes in your life. It could be to have therapeutic support on certain parts of you that keep getting in the way, that you know, maybe trauma, or as you learn more about yourself and you realize the activation in your nervous system, like getting one-on-one support to go slowly through that could be really useful. But there's tons of different things, and in our curriculums we offer movies to inspire people, and poetry and academic work, and even a lot of it's about leaving your norm, but it's also about feeling a part of the greater whole. And many people will feel very isolated if they go back to their lifestyle after having these heightened experiences. But our view is, like, the more that you can see that there's an intelligence in life that the circle magnifies and like makes really visible, but the more you start to see that intelligence is at work everywhere in life, and that even in mainstream movies, like there's pointers to the wisdom of, like, oh, we have this shadow part and we need to embrace that. And there's these masculine and feminine qualities, and they're beautiful, and maybe we don't know how they integrate to our sexuality, like to the fact that we're male or female. And it's never ending in terms of, as culture develops, it's like, how do we fit into this? How do we find our way to fit in and find our way to thrive and influence what's happening? And more and more, or what it's been for me, is more and more it comes back to love. It comes back to the simplicity of how can I love on an everyday basis. And sure, I still have my grand ambitions and I follow those, but it's the practice has made me very humble and more devotional in a way, and more in touch with gratitude and the mysteries of this existence, and the struggles of just how little we actually know about life, or somehow negotiating this thing of, like, we seem to know some things so well and they're so useful to know those things, and then on the other side of the path it's like we know so little, and actually embracing that mystery is very healing and very liberating.